Live from KSAT 12, the Nightbeat starts right now.
This is a question that we've been asking all day. Voter turnout was low in Bexar County, so why did it take so long for Bexar County to process the votes last night? The final tally came in before 1:30 this morning. The night team's John Paul Barajas was at election headquarters all day yesterday, and John Paul's here to tell us he's going to explain why it took so long to get the results.
Up to this point, no, we've called, text, and emailed the elections administrator, but have not heard back yet. Yesterday, we left election headquarters around 11, and we'd been told throughout the day that everything was running smoothly. But after everything was said and done, Bexar County had 78,244 people vote in person yesterday. And as you mentioned, it was just about 1:30 in the morning before election officials finished counting for the night. To put that into perspective, during the 2020 March primary, there was 35,405 more day of voters then. And there was also a software glitch holding up the count for hours, but they still finished just before 3 o'clock in the morning. And comparing how other counties around the state did last night, El Paso County, much smaller, only had 28,142 day of voters, and they finished their night by 10:30. But much larger turnouts, like in Dallas County, with 116,892 in-person voters, finished just 10-15 minutes behind Bexar, even though they had nearly 37,000 more votes to count than us. And one of the largest turnouts of the night was Harris County with 165,731 in-person votes, and they finished counting a little bit before noon today. And over in Tarrant County, they had a pretty long night themselves, given the 99,742 election day voters, but officials there didn't finish until after 3 this morning. We asked political analyst Scott Braddock why that might be.
Especially in these large counties, you do have, big logistical, issues that come up in trying to make sure that the vote is done and it's done correctly. I don't think that it's something that you necessarily want to rush.
Again, we haven't heard back from Bexar County election officials on why the process took so long, but when we do, we'll let you know. For the time being, it'll be interesting to see how things play out come the May runoffs and the presidential election in November. John Paul Barajas, KSAT 12 News.
Okay, speaking of the presidential election, a Biden-Trump rematch looks a lot more likely tonight. This morning, Republican Nikki Haley dropped out of the race for president. That would make former President Donald Trump his party's presumptive nominee. Now, Haley did not endorse Donald Trump when she spoke this morning, but she did say the former president should earn the support of those who backed her candidacy. Now back to our primary elections. We have a full breakdown of the local, county, and state races on our website. Just scan the QR code that you see on your screen right now. It'll take you to our Vote 2024 section on KSAT.com. Lots of good things there for you to take a look at. Now, don't forget that President Biden's State of the Union address, that's going to happen tomorrow night. The State of the Union speech is one of the biggest political events of the year, and we've got you covered, of course. Watch it on KSAT 12 and all of our streaming platforms. It's going to start at 8 o'clock tomorrow night. Now, new on the Nightbeat, an assistant principal from a local high school lost his job after he was arrested this morning. So this right here is Joshua Peters. He used to work at Steele High School. And according to Cibolo police, officers got a tip that he might have been holding marijuana. Investigators say that Peters gave officers permission to search his vehicle, and that's when they found marijuana and a smoking pipe. Police took Peters to the Guadalupe County Jail. Just a few hours ago, we emailed Schertz Cibolo Universal ISD for a comment on his arrest. The district responded to our request with the letter that was sent out to parents from Steele's principal. So let's give you an excerpt of that because it reads in part, quote, "This news is deeply troubling and we're taking this matter very seriously. While the Cibolo Police Department is leading the investigation, I want to reassure you that we are taking the appropriate steps here at Steele High School to address the situation and ensure the continued smooth operation of our campus," end quote. By the way, that letter also stated that Peters is no longer an employee with the district. Tonight, we're learning more about two separate shooting incidents involving San Antonio police. In both of these instances, the officers used their weapons, and tonight, we know their names. So let's start here. Last Friday night, officers Robert Collier and Jorge Lopez were on Dartbrook Drive in the medical center. And according to a report, that's where a suspect pointed a shotgun at them, and then they shot and hit the suspect. He was treated at the scene and also arrested for terroristic threats. Then fast forward to this past Monday night. Officers Juan Dominguez and James Quintanilla were part of a group watching a robbery suspect on a home on Ravina Street that's on the city's east side. And according to paperwork, when the suspect went outside, officers approached him and told him to get on the ground. That's not the video that you're looking at right now. The same SAPD report says the suspect grabbed the gun, pointed it at officers. Dominguez and Quintanilla shot him. He later died. By the way, all 4 officers that we told you about, they're currently on administrative leave, which is protocol according to SAPD. Switching gears right now. Tomorrow morning, a court is going to hear the case of an ex-SAPD officer who wants his trial to be heard in a different location. We're talking about James Brennan. Back in 2022, Brennan shot then 17-year-old Eric Cantu outside of a McDonald's parking lot. Now, that was after identifying Cantu's vehicle from an evading arrest case. Now, Brennan's attorney believed that he wouldn't get a fair trial in Bexar County after remarks that Chief William McManus and District Attorney Joe Gonzalez made after that incident. Earlier this week, a judge ordered all communications between the DA's office and the criminal reform group, the Wren Collective, be turned over to the defense regarding this case. 437th District Court Judge Joel Perez is expected to rule on the change of venue tomorrow. After the hearing, of course, we'll let you know what comes of that. Also tomorrow, the Uvalde City Council is going to hold a special meeting as Austin area investigator Jesse Prado is set to present findings on his independent investigation. Now, this is about the law enforcement response to the massacre at Robb Elementary. The investigation was announced in July of 2022 by then Mayor Don McLaughlin. It was supposed to take between 60 and 90 days, but as you can see now, it took 19 months to finish. Our crews are going to be in Uvalde tomorrow when those findings are released, and we're going to bring them to you both on air and on our streaming platforms. It's one of our biggest bills. Child care could get cheaper for some San Antonio families if leaders approve a tax break. City Councilman John Courage is wanting the city to give child care centers a pass on the city portion of their property tax. It would also apply to centers that rent their space. The Northside councilman says that about 176 child care facilities would qualify for this. The owner of the Imagination Child Development Center told us that her expenses, they've gone up in recent years. They've had to raise prices. So she's not exactly sure that if they get this break, that would necessarily make things cheaper for her customers, the families here.
I think it's more like to maintain the business and to continue to offer that quality of care. I'm not exactly sure we'll be able even to lower the cost, but I know that we will be able to give like some credit for like not be rising prices, because every year we do raise the price.
So Courage, who is running for mayor next year, says that the city manager has agreed to fast track this idea, but a city spokesperson would not confirm that. Now let's go to your Nightbeat news flash. The House of Representatives passing 6 funding bills to avoid a partial government shutdown. Top Democrats and Republicans in both chambers okayed this. The measure would keep several agencies funded through September. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer says that he's planning to bring this plan to the Senate floor as soon as possible. And it's unclear at this point when the upper chamber is going to vote, but senators have to do it before Friday's deadline. A New Mexico jury has convicted film armor Hannah Gutierrez-Reed of involuntary manslaughter. That's connected to the shooting that left cinematographer Helena Hutchins dead on the set of the movie Rust. Actor Alec Baldwin, as you know, was holding the gun in that case. Gutierrez-Reed was responsible for the safety on set. This gun was not supposed to be loaded with live ammunition. Reed could get up to 18 months in prison. Prosecutors also charged her with tampering with evidence for transferring a bag of cocaine to someone else after police had interviewed her, but the jury acquitted her of that crime. No number 2 pencil? Hey, no problem. Beginning Saturday, the SAT exam is going to be fully digital. The college admissions test is going to be on a computer. However, students still have to take it at a testing site. The exam is also about an hour shorter than the worksheet version, and people will get their results in a few days instead of just a few weeks. All right, and that's a look at your Nightbeat Newsflash. Hundreds of people making their way to the Alamo this morning to remember the most famous battle in Texas history. Now, reenactments, a wreath laying, and also a musket volley commemorated the anniversary of the Battle of the Alamo. 188 years ago, the Mexican army recaptured the Alamo, and every Texan that fought to defend the Alamo and Texas liberty was killed. Weeks later, Sam Houston would go on to lead a surprise attack on the Mexican army at San Jacinto. Before charging into battle, he shouted, "Remember the Alamo." The Texas Army won that battle, along with its independence from Mexico.
I'm Dylan Collier. The owner of a construction company says CPS Energy crews wrecked one of his projects. His claim for damages was denied. On the Nightbeat, how often the utility is taking that course of action.
Increasing humidity tonight will lead to some dampness to start the day tomorrow. We'll talk about that along with a bit of a temperature drop into the weekend and updated storm chances for Friday morning. Coming right up.
A small business owner says that CPS Energy crews drove on an unfinished driveway, destroying thousands of dollars in rebar and delaying the project for weeks. But like hundreds of other claims, the utility this past year, Cameron Chelly's, was denied. His, though, without an explanation. KSAT Investigates Dylan Collier digs into CPS Energy's high denial rate.
Cameron Chelly says his construction company can handle pretty much anything involving the ground. Late last year, as his crew readied to pour a driveway for a new house off Casey Road in Bulverde, CPS Energy contacted the homeowner and said they needed to install power to the property. The homeowner told the utility,
"We've got our driveway being poured. There's already rebar down."
CPS showed up anyways, and while Chelly says utility employees were at first careful to avoid the unpoured driveway, they eventually drove on it to access the side of the house. The tangled mess of broken rebar was captured in pictures, including this one, also showing two CPS Energy trucks.
Everything that had been done up to that point was going to need to be redone.
The incident caused the driveway project to be delayed for 2.5 weeks. Chelly says the CPS workers also gave conflicting stories, telling a claims adjuster it wasn't them, but admitting to his crew that they had caused the damage, and their employer would cover the $2,500 cost to replace the materials.
CPS will take care of it. Don't worry about it.
So have they taken care of it in your case?
No.
Months after the ordeal, Chelly says he received this voicemail from a blocked number.
After our investigation, it was determined that CPS Energy is not liable for any additional work or expenses in connection with your claim. Therefore, your claim is respectfully denied.
Chelly says his follow-up calls have gone unanswered. Records obtained by KSAT Investigates show from February of last year to the end of January this year, the utility received 412 claims seeking possible reimbursement for damages caused by CPS Energy crews or infrastructure. 293 were denied. 81 were still pending at the time of our request. CPS has agreed to pay out damages in only 38 of them, less than 10%. The total amount, just north of $86,000.
And it's blatantly clear that you did that amount of damage to the driveway. Why there would be any question of, at least paying or compensation for the fixing of the damages.
For KSAT Investigates, I'm Dylan Collier.
So CPS Energy declined to make President and CEO Rudy Garza available for an interview for the story, telling us they would not be releasing additional information on Chelly's claim or CPS's high denial rate.
And we're going to have a damp start to the day tomorrow. A little bit of fog and drizzle early in the morning. So reduced visibility and just that overall damp feel outside with some wet roadways, but not much to show for it. Small storm chances by early Friday. That's mainly in the hill country. I've got the latest futurecast in a moment. And a much cooler weekend. Temperatures definitely take a dive. Take a look at our rain chances here. Tomorrow they're at 20%. And even tomorrow evening, they're only at 20%. We're not looking at much in terms of overall rainfall. We're talking sprinkles tomorrow and then the 30% starting 2 a.m. on Friday morning through 9 a.m. Friday morning. Here's the setup. Here's the situation. East Coast, big broad system out there. Flash flooding for them, but I'm still a little jealous. We could use that kind of moisture here. Of course, That's moving away from us. We've had this veil of cloud cover streaming overhead, and our next system is this little swirl that's moving into Southern California right now. This little dip in the upper level flow, bringing some rain to Southern California again and to the desert Southwest thereafter, but also providing energy in the atmosphere around here. Most of it, however, and the better dynamics will be to the north of us. Here's the latest futurecast. 9 a.m. tomorrow, we have the low clouds, some fog and drizzle. Any shower and thunderstorm activities off to the north. San Angelo to Wichita Falls, stretching into Dallas thereafter. We've got a fairly gray day throughout the day with a few spritzes and sprinkles. Then we get after midnight, early Friday morning, 2 a.m., few thunderstorms could pop up starting in the hill country and even parts of the Edwards Plateau. Thereafter, in the pre-dawn hours on Friday, just some highly isolated or very widely separated thunderstorms popping up, but mostly in the hill country as they move eastward, with most of the action just north of San Antonio. Yes, we could get clipped locally, but I think odds favor parts of the hill country. And even then, in the hill country, don't expect much in terms of overall accumulation. I think accumulations will be very limited. And from Fredericksburg to Rock Springs Junction, you do have that chance of a few severe thunderstorms with a few pockets of hail possible and even a few straight line wind gusts of 60 miles per hour. I think that'll be the exception, though, rather than the norm. I don't think we'll see a whole lot in terms of severe weather. And overall, the coverage is going to be limited anyway in terms of the storms. Let's talk temperatures. 75 tomorrow for the high, 82 on Friday. Then the bottom falls out a little bit, back down into the mid-60s for afternoon highs this weekend. We're reversing back into more winter-like conditions around here, what's more typical of early February. And then you get into the next week, next work and school week, and temperatures are in the 70s. Now today, decent sunset. The clouds thickened up a little bit too much to really give us good color, but it was still fun to look at. And even earlier this morning, we had a good sunrise. And with the high thin clouds streaming overhead for several days, we should have some good sunrises and sunsets to look forward to. 56 this morning, 82 was the high. Tomorrow we start the day in the mid-60s. 64 in San Antonio, closer to 60 in the hill country. And then by the noon hour, we're at 70 degrees. Despite the clouds, we're still making it to 75. Fairly gray. That 20% chance is basically for sprinkles, and that's about it. Then tomorrow afternoon, well into the 70s, even 80 farther west of town. The humidity, it's streaming in. You'll really notice it tomorrow. But Friday, in the morning, a dry line moves in. That sweeps away the humidity. And with that lack of humidity, cooler mornings for the weekend. We talked about the afternoons in the 60s, mornings only in the 40s this weekend, and gusty, by the way, on Saturday. Here's a look outside with live cam. You see some of those clouds off in the distance. Now, this view tomorrow morning will be obscured a lot more than what we have right now, with probably little droplets on the lens.
All right, we've been warned. Thank you. All right, Larry Ramirez is joining us now, so let's talk boys basketball.
Yeah, so Veterans Memorial High School advanced to state last year. It was their first time as a program, so it was kind of a blur. They really didn't know what to expect. Well, they're back at it again this year in the 5A semis, and they know what to expect this time. Plus, Mary went one-on-one with Brahma's QB Quentin Dormany. We got it coming up.
We'll just try to keep it as normal as we can because, yes, last year it was a whirlwind, and so this year I think we were a little bit more prepared for that mentally.
Coach Perez and his Patriots are more comfortable this year as they prep for state in big board sports. Last season, the Veterans Memorial boys basketball team advanced to state for the first time. They really didn't know what to expect. Now they know what's going on, and the Patriots feel better prepared this time around as they look to beat Colleen Ellison in the Class 5A semis tomorrow night. This group of seniors are motivated by losing in the semis last season and by those knocking San Antonio hoops.
it motivates us a lot. We see everybody talking about San Antonio teams and saying how we just can't get it done. So, our motivation is just come out there and prove everybody wrong. We don't expect to be the favorites. We expect to be the underdogs, and we're going to come out here and play like the underdogs.
Yeah, it motivated me in the summer, honestly, to work hard and to have my teammates work hard so we could be prepared for this moment.
We just have to come in and just play hard. I think last year, I think Coach said it best. It was kind of like a blur. But now at this stage, we know what we have to do. We were in the same position last year. We know what it takes, so we just got to come out, execute.
But yeah, it definitely was a blur. But this year, we were way more focused. As you can see, the record shows. So yeah, this year, we're way more focused.
The Patriots and Eagles will play in the 5A semifinals tomorrow night at 7 at the Alamo Dome. Quarterback Quentin Dormady was a four-star recruit coming out of Bernie High School in 2014, and now he's fighting to win the starting job for the San Antonio Brahmas. KSAT 12 Sports' Mary Rominger went to Brahmas training camp in South Lake and spoke with him one-on-one, and here's part 2 of her conversation.
Not only another opportunity, but the only team that has connections to your hometown. What does that mean to you to potentially get to play in front of San Antonio again, or to play?
Yeah, for sure. No, it's exciting. I mean, obviously got a lot of friends and stuff down there, and, that's where it kind of started for me as far as, playing big-time Texas football. So definitely excited to get back down there in front of those people and, go and ball out.
Where are you at mentally as you approach this next journey? I know you're battling for the starting job of the Brahmas. How is that battle going, but also how are you approaching this season?
Yeah, just approaching it day by day, just going and doing what I can control. It's I've said it before, but this is, a very different offense than what I've been in. So just trying to take it day by day and progress daily and control what I can control and see what happens in the end.
And you have a very experienced coach in Wade Phillips kind of leading the way. I know you guys are only a week into spring training, but what have you seen from him so far that's gotten you excited about what you can learn from a coach like him, and Texas born and raised too? Yeah, for sure. No, Coach Wade's been awesome. He's been around the game a lot. So I think he's taking care of us and making sure that we're all on the same page and doing what he can to take care of us to get us ready come March 31st. We have some music going on,
Thank you very much, Mary. You just never know what will happen during an interview. UIW Hoops coming up after the break. The UTSA women's basketball team is ranked 4th in the upcoming American Women's Basketball Championship, and they will receive a double bye to the quarterfinals. The tourney will span 5 days in Fort Worth. UTSA is the 4th seed and will begin play on Monday. The University of the Incarnate Word women closed out the regular season tonight at Texas A&M Corpus Christi. First quarter, Rami McCrary knocks down a jumper, and the Cardinals lead this 10-6, but the Islanders would not be denied at home, winning this one 65-43. UIW earned the 4th seed in the Southland Conference basketball tournament. And the men had the nightcap down in Corpus. Josiah Hammonds feeds the ball to Sky Wicks for a three-pointer, and the Cardinals are tied at 13. And just like the previous game, the Islanders will pull away, and they win it 71-52. TAM UCC is heading to the Southland Conference tournament, while UIW's season is over with. And Ramon Richards will be hosting 2 spring camps, March 11th through the 13th, a speed camp and a youth camp. For more information, go to r7go.com/camps. Now, he said to use code R720 to get 20% off, and you use that when you check out.
All right, awesome. Thank you so much, Larry. We'll be right back after this. Before you know it, we're all going to be complaining about how hot it is. You're going to want to stay inside, read a book. Well, here you go. The San Antonio Book Festival has released its 2024 lineup along with 28 local authors. The Book Festival is in its 12th year, always brings in around 15,000 to 20,000 people to downtown San Antonio. This year's festival is going to happen April 13th from 9 to 5 at the Central Library and UTSA's Southwest Campus. You can read all about it right now on KSAT.com.
And our countdown to the total solar eclipse is down to 33 days. The year 1397. Does that ring a bell? No, well, it's the last time San Antonio had a total solar eclipse.
Yeah, it shouldn't ring a bell. We shouldn't. Okay, thank you. Have a great night.